How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? We may never know. But at least we can review it today on Walking the Candy Aisle. Hey everyone, Jeff here with a review of the Tootsie Pop. That's right, it is a Tootsie Pop lollipop. One of the most famous, if not maybe perhaps the most famous lollipop in the world. I have with me here a Tootsie Pops miniature. It is the chocolate flavor, which is great. So Tootsie Pop miniature, of course, this is just a smaller size. It comes in a regular large size and a small size. If you don't know, Tootsie Pops are lollipops with a Tootsie Roll center. That's right. You probably know them. They're like one of the most popular lollipops in the world. So if you know anything, any kind of lollipops, then you would probably know this. They were invented in 1931 by the Tootsie Roll Industries. Of course, it wasn't called Tootsie Roll Industries at the time. I think it was just called the Candy Company, but they changed their name to Tootsie Roll Industries in the 60s. Tootsie Rolls themselves have been around for even longer than that. But in 1931, they got the bright idea to put a Tootsie Roll in the center of a lollipop and see how that worked. And it's beloved all over the world. The flavors it comes in, chocolate, which I have right here, which is great. Because, come on, guys, it's a chocolate lollipop. Right? Right? Cherry, orange, caramel, grape, raspberry, strawberry, watermelon, blue raspberry. And then the newer flavors, pomegranate, banana, blueberry, and green apple. And then I have heard that they seasonally will do candy cane Tootsie Pops, but I have never seen one before. But I read that on internet. They also have another line of Tootsie Pops called Tootsie Roll Pops Tropical Storms, which are kind of like mashup flavors, like two flavors in one, or sort of tropical flavors. These are incredibly popular, though. On internet, I read, and this was a stat from 2002, but still, I mean, over 10 years old. But 20 million Tootsie Pops are made a day. A day. A day. Crazy, right? Let's have a look at it, huh? So Tootsie Rolls became extremely popular, especially when the marketing got hold of them. There was a very famous ad, which I'm gonna, hopefully you guys know. Maybe you're a little younger, you might not know it. There's an advertisement that was a TV ad that came out in the early 60s? Early 60s or late 50s. And it had a little boy walking around asking, it was like an animated ad. Had a little cartoon boy walking around the forest asking animals, like, "Excuse me, Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?" And I think he asked, who's he asked? He asked a turtle, he asked a cat, and he asked, I don't remember, there's a third animal. And then he finally and they all say, I don't know. And finally he goes to the owl, and he's like, "Wise Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?" And he says, "Well, let's find out." So he takes 1, 2, 3 licks, and then chomps it. Of course, you can't eat a Tootsie Roll without chomping to get to that center because you're too excited by it. So he says 3 and gives it back, and that poor kid's just stuck with a stick. Oh, it's funny. Anyway, I'll put a link through to the ad. I'll put it right here, and you guys can check that out. It's really fun and cute, and you should enjoy it. Let's see. So this is not entirely applicable, but I just a couple of mentions about the wrapper here before we get into the Tootsie Pop itself. When these became really popular in the 60s, there was a rumor, here it is, that if you turned in a wrapper, no, that's not it, that if you turned in a wrapper that had, I thought that was it, no, is that it? What is that kid doing? That had a character of a little native boy shooting an arrow up at the stars. Is that what that is? That looks like maybe that is what that is. That if you turned it into a store, that they would give you a free Tootsie Roll or a Tootsie Pop. Yeah, I guess that is what it is. He's shooting a bow and arrow up at the stars right there. So if you turned this in, you would get a free candy. And it was never endorsed by Tootsie, but some stores actually did it. There was another rumor also that if you had a Tootsie Roll wrapper, Tootsie Pop wrapper that had 3 full unbroken circles on it, like this one, 1, 2, 3, that you could get a free candy. And while some stores honor this weird urban legend for some reason, I guess drive sales and whatnot, it was never officially endorsed. As far as I understand it, though, if you actually send in your wrapper to Tootsie with saying, "Hey, I've got the little, the Indian boy who's shooting up the bow and arrow at the stars," they'll send you a little printed out letter with like the legend of the native star boy or something. I don't know what it's called. If you guys know that legend, I'd love to know it. Why don't you let me know what it says in the comments below? I did not find that one online though. Anyway, so let's have a look at the Tootsie Pop itself. So like I said, this is a miniature, small size. Comes a little larger, but it's basically the same thing. Your standard spherical pop with the Tootsie center in the middle. Give it a try. I'm kind of a fan, if anything, just because chocolate, right? Chocolate is such a non-traditional flavoring for a lollipop. Actually, maybe it's not. Maybe it is more traditional. I feel like when lollipops had their real heyday, like 100 years ago, say 1900 to 1930, that they had some flavorings that were more common then, like caramel or butterscotch in a lot of their candies that are not seen so much anymore. Right now, nowadays, you're mostly looking at fruit flavoring for lollipops. But I'll say the chocolate's good. It's sweet. It's not, I don't know, it's not bitter. It has the same kind of quality to it that Tootsie has. So it's like, I don't know, that Tootsie, the Tootsie, so a Tootsie Roll is like a chocolate flavored caramel, right? And this has that same kind of quality to it. I'm going to chomp into it to get to the Tootsie in the middle. Because I can't wait either. And just get a little bit of Tootsie Roll on the stick there. Yep. I'm not a huge Tootsie Roll fan. I think they're fine. I recently reviewed them, gave them a 3. Because they're solid. Nothing I'm going to go seek out. The popsicle element, the lollipop element, I actually think really adds something to it. So I'm going to bump this up to a 4. Walking the Candy Aisle rates the Tootsie Roll Pops a 4 out of 5. I think you guys should check it out if you haven't tried it. Pretty good. And I like the flavor variety. Okay, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys let me know what your favorite Tootsie Pop memory is in the comments below. Click those links. And I'll talk to you next time. Okay, later.